T-Mobile Fantastic Snoop, unlimited data, taxes and fees included. It's everything.
Might even say it's all that in a bag of...
Purple cushy throw pillows?
No, I was thinking...
Herb roasted lamb chops?
Nah, bag of...
Greenery. For your topiary garden?
Nah.
Pot? Cannabis?
Maybe.
Smartphone sweaters? It keeps your unlimited data cozy.
I like that.
It's all that and more. T-Mobile One. All unlimited. Now with taxes and fees included.
Seconds of Lego logos. 24 seconds of Legos? This is a great opening shot, no doubt, but those are large Lego sheets that make up the lava, so there shouldn't be any way to make bubbles according to this movie's rules.
He is coming. Cover your butt.
Cover the what?
Damn, Vitruvius, couldn't you give the guards an actual warning before they get smashed to pieces by the business onslaught?
Your robots are no match for a master builder, for I see everything.
My eyes! Vitruvius is right. He's a master builder that should have no problem taking on a few peon robots like these. But all he does is summon up a flock of seagulls to attack them and is immediately shot. What the
Nothing's gonna stop me now!
Wait. There was a prophecy.
Why doesn't business just kill Vitruvius right now? Especially after he's already ordered the robots to destroy him. Also, while this movie takes great pains in laughing at movie prophecies, the fake prophecy ends up being true. So it's kind of like all the prophecies in movies ever, only with more laughing.
A special one with face of yellow.
I'm tempted to say that's racist, but it's really the opposite. Almost everyone in this movie has a face of yellow, so this detail has no business being in this prophecy.
That was a great, inspiring legend that you made up.
Actually, Lord Business is correct, but we're still going to watch an entire movie pretending he was wrong, only to learn he was correct. 8.5 years later, you're telling me it took that long for Lord Business to weaponize the Kragle? The level of detail in this movie is awesome, but how the hell does Emmett ride that bike over there? It's only got one Lego stud for a seat, which means only half of his ass will fit, and he'll be all lopsided. Am I thinking too much about the practicalities of transportation in an animated toy movie? You bet I am. Good morning, doorway. Good morning, walk. Even a chipper, frequent hello person wouldn't say hello to their bedroom doorway every day. I mean, come on. The doorway? And not the door itself. Why does this doorway warn a good morning before the 3 dozen other inanimate objects in this room? Everything about this poster screams hockey, except the word sport. Why is everything this far been Lego-sized, but suddenly this razor and toothbrush are ginormous? If Emmett typically showers with the curtain open like this, his entire apartment should be a sea of little round blue one-pieces. Under what scenario does Emmett think that any of these outfits have anything to do with going to work today? It's not like it's his first day of work, or he's that stupid. Hi, I'm CinemaSins, and I take joyful moments and try and f*** them up. Jeez, what an asshole I am. Also, this funny costume montage reveals that Emmett either has a Fletch-like obsession with disguise, or he's previously had careers as a surgeon, an archer, a magician, a clown, and Godzilla.
Tonight on Where Are My Pants?
Lego Movie steals the Ow My Ball show from Idiocracy.
Everything is awesome.
I can get the irony of everything is awesome while seeing a 16-lane interstate piled with cars and confusing road signs, but one side of this should be relatively free of cars, correct? One's going into town, the other's going out of town. Also, while these are super confusing, at least the right side has road signs, but the left side apparently doesn't get any signs.
Mark between the lines?
Yes! Jesus, every single car in this row parked at the same time? How is there nobody parked already? This isn't so much parallel parking as it is impossible synchronized parallel parking. I know these signs are basically a representation of Papa Farrell's rules for his kid, but no marching bands? Was that necessary for an 8-year-old or at all?
I can sing this song for hours! Everything is awesome!
You've been at work for 5 hours and it's already dark? The hell kind of bull place do you live anyway? Also, 5 hours later and they're already calling it a day? But they just got there and started singing. Damn, Emmett's work schedule is badass. In the waning hours of the workday, the instructions tell the Lego workers to create an elaborate ballet of construction equipment. Who knew Lego pieces could be linked to the cloud or even electrified?
Well, I guess I'm gonna have to report you.
I'll take 2 sins off for this hilariousness, but then add 1 back for Wildstyle taking off her mask for any reason during this mission. I don't mind this kid imagining all this happening, but just how deep do his dad's Lego buildings go anyway? Considering that we later learn Emmett is a fraud, and even the prophecy is a fraud, this crazy magic flashback vision thing Emmett has when first touching the piece of resistance seems kind of stupid, right?
The piece of resistance.
Animated Liam Neeson character isn't killing anyone in this scene.
Just 3 days before President Business is going to use the Kragle to end the world.
President Business is going to end the world?
Bad cop goes all Hagrid on our asses and says more than he should, which allows our hero to kickstart the plot.
When you say Harry, I go, when you say the other guy, I go,
Characters go to great lengths to describe how aggressively average and inconsequential Emmett is. Also, this interview footage of construction workers was expertly shot and edited for maximum Emmett humiliation.
You know, he's just sort of a...
Also, Bad Cop's video investigation somehow led him to the coffee shop to talk to the barista. It's at this point I wonder, how did Emmett get the piece of resistance glued to his back? The only person in this universe with the Craggle is Lord Business. Yeah, sure, we know that Finn did this in the real world, but glue is supposed to be bad, remember? Wildstyle is such a lethal assassin here, it makes me wonder why they need a dozen heroes and a plan at the end of this movie, instead of just sending in Wildstyle and letting her go all berserker on the enemy. Also, if Wildstyle is this awesome at fighting, then why did she care that Emmett saw her earlier? Couldn't she have just run down to get the piece of resistance and whooshed on out of there? And how did Emmett make his way up to ground level without Wildstyle noticing and just taking the piece while he's passed out? I realize we're sending a kid's imagination here, but this is some simple imagination. This one hack somehow releases Emmett from both shackles.
Cut him off on the arm, now! Or whenever you can.
10-4, Bad Cop.
Good Cop should be reserved to interrogations, right? Otherwise, he's just giving his crew mixed messages.
We need to meet up with Vitruvius to tell him the piece has been found.
But didn't Vitruvius get kicked off the cliff into the lava at the beginning of this movie? Are you telling me he had a Gandalf-like experience where he fell to his death, but became Vitruvius the White? For virtually no reason at all, the attic ladder falls down to give Emmett a ramp.
Hang on, sir!
Why didn't you just do that in the first place?
Where are we?
Titles on screen responding to an in-movie character's question for the viewing audience's benefit.
You ruined the prophecy.
Hang on, Wildstyle. I'd say if the prophecy allowed Emmett to collect the piece of resistance, it's the prophecy that's f***ed up here. Also, you're the one, but maybe you're not the one, but you'll totally be the one by the end of the movie cliche.
And we searched for the piece of resistance. The only thing that can stop the Craggle.
You're telling me the original cap to the superglue is the only thing in all the varied LEGO kingdoms that can cover and stop the flow of superglue from the superglue container? I say you assholes aren't trying hard enough.
He's going to use the Craggle to end the world in 3 days.
Taco Tuesday.
Yeah, but it's only Taco Tuesday in Bricksburg. How's Lord Business going to gather everyone for destruction in the other worlds? Also, why, if you hadn't read the script, would something as scrumptious as Taco Tuesday tip off your spidey senses?
President Business, we're trying to locate the fugitive, but his face is so generic it matches every other face in our database.
This entire movie has made Emmett out to be so common in a sea of commonality that nobody remembers it. But physically, everyone's got a thing, like different facial hair or markings, different hair altogether.
Craggle!
So basically, this is the Star Trek's V'ger, or the Planet of the Apes' Kalima.
I won't test it on you. I'll do it on your parents.
Lord Business imports Bad Cop's parents' entire house, instead of just abducting the two of them and craggling them to a random Lego piece. Removing Good Cop's facial features removes the entire Good Cop personality from this guy, somehow. Also, as an aside, is Lego sex the most basic thing ever, or what? Hey, my rounded peg would seem to fit in your rounded hole. Come, let us attach and unattach ourselves together repeatedly for a few minutes. Damn, this kid even managed to imagine a hooker in the saloon. This kid's like 8, right?
Meet me upstairs in 10 seconds.
This is hilarious, but why would the Octon Title Card Company make silent title cards for what is the protagonist's adventure? More importantly, why make title cards for anything?
Your mind is already so prodigiously empty that there is nothing in it to clear away in the first place.
Is this the silliest movie Morgan Freeman's ever appeared in? No! He was also in Ted 2, Now You See Me 2, and Dolphin Tale 2. I know, crazy, right? Still true.
Prophecy chose you, Emmett.
We know that Wizard Vitruvius is making this up as he goes along, but why the certainty about Emmett's usefulness? Can't he just take the piece of resistance and, with the help of all the other remaining Master Builders, cap the Craggle himself?
All you have to do is to believe.
All you have to do is believe, cliche.
Draw a cowboy hat on him.
But wait, don't half the people in this saloon have a cowboy hat? And isn't the point that everyone has the same face, so common hats wouldn't make a difference?
Goodbye.
After hundreds of shots by his minions at the hang glider, Bad Cop takes them out with one shot. These robot cops should just be stormtrooper figures. Rather than be propelled forward after hitting this train, the heroes conveniently go straight up and conveniently land on top of the convenient train that is convenient.
Oh no.
Did Bad Cop actually get on these train tracks knowing that the heroes would eventually jump on this train? And what kind of XXX State of the Union is this anyway? Again, why not do this in the first place?
Rest in pieces.
Way to make this yet another Batman scene involving Ra's al Ghul and a speeding train. Hell, they threw in Lucius Fox somehow, too.
Batman!
Well, how in the does Emmett know who Batman is? He lives in Bricksburg, remember? A place where everything is generic, and the only thing on the TV is where are my pants? You think President Business is going to allow a vigilante superhero to be shown on public media? Okay. So if this universe is based on the playset that the kid is using in the real world, where is Cloud Cuckoo Land? It's big and complicated enough that the dad would have noticed, and it's obviously adjacent to one of the traditional sets.
No babysitters, no bedtimes, no frowny faces, no bushy mustaches.
I understand the rest, but why the war on mustaches? Some of that is painted right on their face, and they can't help it. Of course, we saw Emmett shave his face a while back, so what do I know what's real?
The special will now give an eloquent speech.
The fact that anybody who knows Emmett at this point thinks this will go well.
Sharks!
But that shark is out of water. That doesn't compute at all. Why implement a shark defense system on the 50th floor, miles above sea level, and, sea?
And strange, dangerous relics set and trap. Snap and zap.
How are those used against you again? Every single part of this story shows you getting your asses kicked by all the dangerous stuff in the tower. But here, the relics are just sitting on their pedestals, being used by nobody.
What idea have ye that be better than the ideas of 100 of our fallen master builder brothers?
Well, Emmett has the piece of resistance, right? Something you didn't have when you broke into Lord Business's tower on the last attempt. Jesus, why did they even try that time without the single most important relic they needed? Emmett and company had to ride a rainbow bridge up to Cloud Cuckoo Land. But this pirate drops out of it into the water with no sign of any kind of rainbow bridge in sight. Is the rainbow bridge temporary? Or does the movie just not give a shit about Cloud Cuckoo rules?
Well, at least it can't get any worse.
Every time a movie character says this, an angel gets its wings ripped off by a god-sized pair of pliers.
It's a tracking device!
Huge-ass blinking tracking device goes unnoticed by everyone in this entire movie until now, because of course it does.
To the Batmobile! Dang it.
To the invisible jet! Dang it.
Wow, in a total dick move, Wonder Woman must have parked her jet literally on top of the Batmobile.
No! We must protect the peace!
I guess Lego Superman doesn't have the power to just end this entire attack by Bad Cop right now.
Y'all ready for this? Oh no! They were ready for that!
This hilarious moment interrupted by logic. It was a basketball. They didn't have to be ready for it. It's fucking harmless. You were part of a group that was just giving Emmett for being useless, and then you go and do this? You Lego Shack, you're a fraud. You're no more a master builder than Emmett is.
Can't move!
Since when does stuff like this stop Superman? Isn't this the type of thing that stops Hulk?
With the rainbows!
And dream catchers in case we take a nap.
Morgan Freeman Dreamcatcher reference is forcibly inserted into the tubes of this Lego movie.
You must embrace what is special about you.
But that's nothing. He's an instructions-following loser. That's the entire point of the movie, actually. That even a nobody's ideas are worthwhile. But here you suggest he's still special in some way, despite numerous moments proving he is not, and you knowing you made the whole thing up in the first place. In Lego World, clowns can get so fire damaged they crash into the sea, which sort of makes them not clowns, but whatever. Science doesn't exist in this movie. It's not like I need Dr. Tyson's help here. I got this one, Doc. Like Wonder Woman couldn't take out all these fools on her own. And let's not forget we're in this situation because Superman, goddamn Superman, was defeated by bubblegum. So, wait, no. Every time water's been shown in this movie, it has been flat sheets or little one pieces of blue Legos. So them traveling through this sea of actual water is a freaking lie. I don't care if it's a little kid's imagination. Play by your own rules, movie. Then after a few leaks, the fucking thing explodes. Explodes! It exploded instead of sinking. Holes in a sub caused an explosion. That just happened.
No survivors detected!
Sensors can see into the water, but literally can't see through a double-decker couch. How did they get Superman out of the gum pile? Whoever and whatever touched it should have also been stuck like Green Lantern. Emmett's much maligned double-decker couch actually saves the day, but how did these assholes fit in the sea cushions? This isn't the Millennium Falcon secret compartments here. You have to do some very simple things with the scale of the human beings in this world to make this work. Pirate Lego Ex Machina. Also, Pirate Guy goes on to explain he came back because he watched Lord Business's forces totally overlook the double-decker couch. Okay, alright, whatever. But you were leaving, you said. Why were you even still around to keep an eye on a floating couch? You, left, but actually hid behind a rock and spied on everything, I guess? The little detail of Vitruvius drinking from the couch cup here is just so goddamn hilarious to me that I must remove the sin.
It's follow the instructions.
Emmett says this, and it definitely sounds brilliant, but then their plan ultimately involves very little instruction following and a metric ass ton of improvisation. I mean, by follow the instructions, Emmett mostly means draw up a plan in advance, which is actually a totally different thing.
Somebody get me some markers, some construction paper, and some glitter glue!
Wait, aren't they supposed to be avoiding any adhesives?
Yeah, but according to your precious instructions.
He made that with markers, construction paper, and glitter glue. Really? Apparently, Emmett's planned spaceship that looks like President Business's spaceships calls for a hyperdrive. They got to this point in the Lego world by train, horseback, and a floating double-decker couch. So a hyperdrive is not needed to get to President Business's tower. But the movie wanted to shoehorn in a Star Wars moment, and so we get this. Batman is about to jump on the Millennium Falcon here, which, as you see, includes Lando Calrissian. But because Lando is actually voiced by Billy D. Williams, it also includes Harvey Dent, until Tommy Lee Jones replaces him mid-flight. What the f*** would Han and everybody be doing in yet another asteroid with yet another space slug? I demand answers for this parody that is both hilarious and entertaining but sinful. Also, is the kid flashing back like the movie is right now? Does his mind work like a Family Guy episode?
Step 4. Benny and Metalbeard sneak their way into the master control room.
Metalbeard? The largest, noisiest, loudest motherfucker on your team, and you sent him on the sneak mission? Hot Jesus, this plan is really stupid. Metalbeard is suddenly a goddamn transformer, and can turn into an object 1/10 his size, like a copy machine. This is all new information presented as fact. Not only is the first thought robot soldiers have when they see a copier to photocopy their asses, but Metalbeard transformed into a functional copy machine? Really?
That was awesome! First law of the sea.
One of the rules is never release a Kraken. And if you're Warner Brothers, maybe you take that one step further and never again release a Clash of the Titans.
Step 5. Vitruvius will provide lookout and make sure we're not being followed.
Okay, this is a funny moment, but everything else about Emmett's plan actually makes sense. So why throw in this useless job for blind old Red?
I move that we freeze the universe. Can I get a second on that?
Why the balls does Lord Business need board approval to freeze the universe? It's either an evil secret plan or something that would have been planned for months, not a rubber stamp the day before it happens.
I've never been a robot before.
What do you mean? You have always been a robot.
Despite large dreams of up being robots, Emmett and Wildstyle managed to escape this situation. I just realized this is the first of 2 blockbusters where Chris Pratt's character gets himself out of a jam with a comical music dance number. And now I feel like there almost has to be a Jurassic World deleted scene of him and the Raptor Bros popping and locking.
That night in the city when you thought I was the special.
Damn, this kid's imagination sure has gotten dramatic all of a sudden. This is a tremendously complex fantasy.
Hey, what are you 2 losers talking about?
Did the plan call for Batman to be here right now? Or is he just being Batman, doing whatever he wants? How might this screw up Emmett's plan? Does Batman care?
Let's do this.
Business leads a coordinated attack on all the heroes at the same time, leading us to believe he had sniffed out the plot and was ready for it. But if Emmett hadn't paused for this line, everything would have been different. The next 3 minutes of this movie is solely because the hero and villain both have a thing for dramatic timing.
The prophecy. I made it up.
Vitruvius tells Emmett this when he's about to die, rather than days ago. But honestly, the real bullshit here is that this prophecy was so specific, and everything about it except Emmett turns out to be true. Except the Emmett part even turns out to be true. Kind of in that Kung Fu Panda way.
What I'm about to tell you will change the course of history.
Set the electric shocker to 100 Mississippi.
No problem.
The villain sets a needlessly long timer for people getting killed and doesn't even bother to stay around to witness it.
Then terminate everyone.
Okay, so Papa Pharaoh wants to glue everything that already exists in place, and that's explained. But why would he terminate all the master builders that are providing instructions for the stuff that's still being built? Like, there are skyscrapers in Bricksburg that are still under construction, right?
I am Ghost Vitruvius.
The effects and conceit of this movie are brilliant, taking Legos and making them move on their own in their own little universe. So why are we getting these wink-wink moments now, like 70% into the movie?
Who wants a taco?
Half the happy responders to this question are in sombreros. That's racist.
Does anyone have any ideas?
I do. Let's get Superman to save the day.
Benny, send this out to everyone in the universe.
I know most of the robot army is with business right now, but there should be someone left behind in the office, right? At least the ones that were previously directing and watching this show.
This is Emmett, and he was just like all of you. A face in the crowd.
This speech is awesome, but where the hell did she get all this backstory footage of Emmett to run under this emergency broadcast? Some of this violates the First Amendment, I think. I mean, this here says security footage, but it's Emmett in his own apartment. Does this society film every resident's personal actions in their apartments?
I used to think they were followers.
Funny that they got the town crier to read this news, but this is being shown concurrent with Wildstyle's speech, so how are they getting this news in real time? Wait, there's security footage of the goddamn double-decker couch escape? F***ing how? Who filmed this? Where is camera? Here's more security cam footage that feels like just previous movie scene footage degraded to look like security footage. I mean, the bad guys had this on camera, you never would have gotten away with it, right? The Craggle hoses politely pause their destruction of this town so its residents can get properly inspired. This scene progression made me smile so hard my face nearly broke off. Once in removed.
Is this another vision?
So this is where the kid's imagination diverts from the movie's story, and it's unclear how those 2 timelines interact. Obviously, the kid doesn't know that Emmett sacrificed himself for his friends because he doesn't know he could move around in the real world, which means that either explanation of how this movie movies is flawed.
This is a disaster.
It's hard to believe that Finn's stuffy dad actually bought Legos in order to build his model empire.
Permanently.
Holy dude, why didn't you go ahead and use the glue when you so obviously meant to use it for your model? Dad ensures the cancellation of one of his avatar's favorite shows. Dad Business does the squirt some of the medicine out before giving the shot cliche with a container of super glue. Okay, the micromanagers have been gluing things in the Lego world while Dad Business was gluing them. Now, however, Dad Business is walking away from the table to tend to Emmett. So why are the micromanagers closing in on a robot pirate? The sending is neat and clever, but it actually raises way more questions than it answers.
The piece of resistance! I can still save them!
No. You saw the dozens of other Kraggles in the drawer, dummy. Emmett is suddenly a master builder, because reasons. You see, this is what I'm talking about. Is the kid actually building this mech suit for Emmett right now, while his dad is looking right at the city? Also, the micromanagers have been shown to be Dad's hands, so the kid must literally be slapping at his father's fingers. Unikitty's negativity power is unleashed, and while I'd love to remove sins for being awesome, it took until this one moment for her anger to finally come out. Nothing before this did the trick. only seeing the thought-to-be-dead Emmett in the construction transformer being attacked.
You can do it, me laddie! Go on, kid, get in there!
I guess if Emmett can hear everyone right now, they all somehow have those magic Avengers earpieces. I guess you're expecting me to remove a bunch of sins here at the end because we've learned most of this movie is happening in this kid's imagination. And while I'm touched by the Will Ferrell ending, Emmett still moves all by himself in this climactic scene, suggesting he's actually real. So I'm going to take off 20 sins for this movie's raw heart and then cap it there, assuming at least 75% of what I saw in this movie was at least potentially real.
Finn, did you make all of this?
Suddenly, this father thinks what his son did is remarkable, even though just a couple minutes ago, everything he did was terrible. I'd like to recap that this is all because Emmett is a toy with real human feelings, who got Finn's attention by falling off his dad's desk, who then gave him the piece of resistance. Emmett suddenly turned into Neo, Unikitty suddenly turned into the Tasmanian devil of killing things, and now the dad, not knowing any of those things, is like, cool shit, son, let's bond over this.
What's the craggle?
It's in there.
Here.
What's really going to bake Dad's noodle is that there's a fucking Lego figure that looks exactly like him.
The prophecy is made up, but it's also true.
How fortuitous!
I have the antidote for the craggle!
Yeah, but even when they douse this universe in mineral spirits, there's no fucking way you can get dude's pants off now.
I have no idea to this day what those two Italian ladies were singing about. Truth is, I don't want to know.
I'm mad as hell! I'm not gonna take it anymore!
Got a black light? This looks like a Jackson Pollock painting.
This is even more painful than it looks.
If you don't, I will look for you. I will find you. And I will kill you.
When you're part of a team! Oh my God! I think we're going ahead! You're my boy, Boo!
Maybe instead of standing in line for high-priced coffee beverages, Emmett should sign up for NatureBox, because then, whether he goes on a crazy adventure to save the universe or merely has a normal work day at the construction site, he'd be set with snacks that are delicious and good for him. And unlike recapping the Craggle, signing up for NatureBox is easy. All you have to do is go to naturebox.com/cinemasins. And because you're awesome, they'll even give you 50% off your first order. Idiot. Maybe you like sweets, maybe you like salty snacks, or spicy stuff. NatureBox has you covered, with a massive roster of snacks, with new snacks being added all the time.
Is that true?
It has to be. And if you don't like one, they'll replace it for free. That's like $0.
Yes! Yes!
Save money on your first order, get replacement snacks for ones you don't like. Where's the risk?
In order to manage risk, we must first understand risk.
Just like Emmett, you are special. And special people deserve special snacks. It's your destiny. So what are you waiting for?
Plowing your fruits.
Head to naturebox.com/cinemasins and get started snacking healthy today.